How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man, and today we are going to go over Amanda Fisher. Amanda Fisher is a reward for Mission 3, Kill Them All, just in case some of you don't have her yet. We are going to jump right into it. We're going to go into her 4 unique perks. Her active is ammo for days, the cooldown is 90 seconds, but when you pop it, you use you shoot without using any ammo. This can even work when you don't have any ammunition. So a lot of people will use that in tandem with Last Chance. Last Chance, if there's one bullet left in the gun, not if you have one bullet left, if there's one bullet left in the gun. So you can still have some in the reserve that's not loaded in yet. But when you have Last Chance, that last bullet in the gun will get a boost and you activate ammo for days. So it's like you have one bullet left in your gun, but for 7 seconds you don't have to reload and you can still shoot. So each shot with ammo for days will get the boost of Last Chance. We have Trusty Sidearm. You start the match with the pistol. Self-explanatory. Weapon Master Pistol. It increases the health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage of the pistol. Self-explanatory. And then we have Accuracy Counts. So Amanda, if you play her with the handgun, with the pistol, she is one of the most difficult hunters to use as intended. As intended is with the pistol. Some people use the blunderbuss on her. So now we're going to go into some builds that I like. And there is something that I do need to discuss first. Accuracy Counts gets 15 stacks, stacks up to a 30% boost. You don't have to hit the same target, you just have to hit your target every time you pull the trigger. For Accuracy Counts, the cooldown on that is about 4 or 5 seconds before you lose all your stacks. So you need to hit someone continuously for 4 or 5 seconds. That is quite, you can imagine that is quite difficult to do with something like whether it be a lever action or a pistol, unless you are really on point with it. Like you'll see in some of my videos with Amanda, if I didn't run out of ammo, I'd easily go over 100 headshots, especially now that I got a working controller. My controller has been broken for a while and I had a left lean. So now that I got a controller that actually works, the headshots are going to be crazy. So one thing that people are cautious on with hunters will be fear. So for this build, this is a headshot fear build. So we go into Wig Splitter for the headshots. Firm Grip reduces the recoil, so that way your aim is a little bit more on point. You have the 2 anti-fear perks. So reduction of fear of all sources is 20% with Fear No Evil. I Ain't Afraid No Trap reduces fear from traps by 25%. Pretty good. We have to go, well, we don't have to go, but I choose to go into Last Chance, so that way you can have 1 bullet in your gun, you pop your ammo for days, then each shot has a 20% boost. Deadly Up Close, Artful Dodger is mandatory pretty much to go there, but by reducing the amount of stamina cost for dodging, you get more stamina, and hunters have a lot more stamina, so I like to go a little bit further. I don't fully invest in it though. Staying power is mandatory to get to this tree. So when it comes to Amanda, accuracy counts. Especially when using the pistol, you need to chain those hits very quickly. You need to chain them, and you need to keep them up. So you'll go 2%, 4%, 6%, 8%, and it keeps going up with each stack. So the pistol is good at this because the pistol has a really fast reload. It has 7 or 8 bullets in the chamber, and it's fairly accurate, and it has a good range as well. So you can shoot people from range. One of the things that's you can do is, which is a little bit difficult, but one of the ways to rack up serious damage on her is to actually chain headshots. So when you're chaining headshots with Amanda, each shot gets an accuracy count stack. So if you have the dagger or the pages, you should be getting your stacks. And if another player is actually in tune with the Amanda, and even Amanda person, you don't target whoever the Amanda is hitting because you want the Amanda to hit their shots, so you don't want to interrupt their shots. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who don't play for the Amanda, and the Amanda has some issue getting off the accuracy counts into the higher damage stacks. But she has pretty much the most built-in multipliers than any other character, and of course these multipliers also go with any other gun, right? So she has the built-in plus 30%, but she has to build her way there using accuracy counts. And of course, with headshots, you do 2 times the amount of damage, or between 1.5 and 1.75 on bosses, and it deals double balance bar. So with accuracy count, you want to get your stacks up, you get your stacks up, and then you chain those headshots, and it does a ridiculous amount of damage even on a pistol. There's a recent video I will link it at the end. It'll be at the end screen. I easily got 92 headshots. Would have gotten more. And when the Evil Ash came out, he dropped. I missed maybe one headshot, but I did hit the Ash. It just wasn't a headshot, but it was just one miss. But everything else on that Evil Ash was a headshot, and he went down like no one's business, just because of how she stacks. It's just really, really ridiculous. Plus, of course, the extra balance bar damage. When you do headshots, you do extra balance bar damage. It's times 2, and then plus the extra balance bar that she has for Weapon Master Pistol. You'll be doing a crazy amount of balance bar if you actually hit those headshots. And as a hunter, you need to be hitting those headshots, and that's why she is one of the most difficult players to use, just behind Evil Dead 1 Ash, because Evil Dead 1 Ash relies on headshots as well, and you need to be able to hit headshots really consistently in order to make his marked targets pop off. So Amanda is some good practice if you want to play Evil Dead 1 Ash, if you want to practice headshots without a shotgun as well. So now back onto Amanda, we have many builds. We have this build up here. What we can also do is, if you don't want to spec into fear and you want to max out some damage, you can go deadly from a distance if you want, if you feel so inclined to do so. You can go 1, 2, 3, and then put 1 into range. That way your range is increased. You do deadly from a distance, so you get the boost. Now maybe you might not want that plus 5%, but you'd want the extra range just to make sure you can do deadly from a distance consistently. And that's one of the good things with the pistol, is that it does have good range. Unlike some of the other weapon masteries that have good fire rate and good range and a good hitbox. The only thing about it, of course, is you don't want to get possessed, because then you will stun lock and murder your team, and they can't even hit you out, right? It becomes very shitty very fast with that. That is one way to do it. Another way to do it is say, hey, you know what? I don't really care about range. I just want DPS. Fine. You can go with that, and you can go into quicker cooldown. 10% off of 90 is 9 seconds off. So when you have the longer cooldowns, quicker cooldown is a bit more worth it, because it takes off almost 10 seconds. So that's pretty good. That's something that I used to run. I used to run this build like religion, just max damage. If I get feared, I get feared. Whatever's coming at me is gone. Pretty much what I used to run. It's a pretty good build. Some people might not think that the cooldown is worth it on a 90-second perk while on active. They just want to work on their shots, and that is fine too. Another build you can run if you want longevity is actually straight for something like that. So hunters naturally have low stamina. I mean, my bad, low health. And luckily we have health right next to tougher than hell. So you don't have much wasted points. Everything here is useful. Anti-fear, anti-damage, health, tougher than hell. It's all the one straight line. So this can help you survive if you're having issues with demon traps, you'll take less fear, you'll take less damage, and then of course we can go into one of these might not be worth it because it's only 5%. So you can go into like an Artful Dodger. If you want dodges for sustain, you can go into range if you feel inclined to do so. That is one of the methods there. You can also do an alternative version if you're not really good at headshots and you don't want to use the pistol. That's also fine. Ooh, I accidentally backed out there. Rip. My finger slipped. I'm sorry about that. If you are not inclined to do so, you can actually just go into something like you go into something like that. You will have stopping power for balance bar. You'll have deadly up close for the plain extra damage buff. Because some people aren't really good at hitting headshots, and that's fine, right? If you're not really good at hitting headshots, Wig Splitter is going to be not the best investment for you because you're not really hitting your headshots, so you're not getting the plus. However, for some people, it's a lot easier to use deadly up close, especially with something like the blunderbuss. Now, if you're okay with hitting headshots with the blunderbuss, you can actually. Some people will forego these and then go into the Wig Splitter here, increase range. If you want to be even more of a threat, you can actually put more range if you're doing something like the blunderbuss. So that way, take out a stopping power. Yeah, go full into range here. Go full into range. Um, and then you go into last chance. Some people go into last chance because once again, the blunderbuss only has one shot, so you can invest 4 into last chance if you want. Some people don't do range, but range on the blunderbuss is not bad. Because it has actually relatively short range, so being able to get an extra shot in before they get close or too close helps quite a bit. But it's one of those things where people would rather do something like that, and they'll say fuck range and just pop off with ammo for days, last chance on a blunderbuss. And this is the build that most people use. It will be on a shotgun or a blunderbuss, and it would cause a lot of damage, but it's a very low skill. I'll be honest, it's a low skill playstyle, and it does chew through ammo a bit. Same thing for the handgun, but it just doesn't have that range. So since you don't have that range, you'll be in melee range of whatever's trying to hit you a lot sooner. So an Evil Ash or Elegos or something will be able to close in a little bit easier on you and give you hits and put your health just in jeopardy. If you're going for a shotgun build, then one thing people can do is actually, and once again, if you're not good with a headshot, you can take that away. That's fine. Is go into surgical strike. So surgical strike reduces the spread of ranged weapons. So shotgun type weapons. So it'll be the shotgun, the boomstick, and the double barrel. They shoot a bunch of pellets, and those pellets have spread. So by tightening the spread, especially if you go into headshot, all right, we're gonna go into headshot. Take one out of here, put into headshot. More pellets will hit the head. Each pellet that hits the head, that pellet gets the boost to balance bar and boost to health. Only the pellets that hit the head. So by reducing the spread, more pellets will hit the head. And this is very quick. It's just very simple. She's a hunter. You're gonna want to put DPS or longevity, or maybe a mix of both. You're gonna want to hit those headshots if you can, as often as you can, and you want to be mindful of your fear so you don't take out your team, just like any other hunter. And that is the very basics and simple way of playing Amanda. She's just a DPS beast, and you just do DPS things, and then you go home. That's it. She doesn't have much utility for the team. She just shit out a bunch of damage and leave. But of course, that gives her good 1v1 potential for any unit, and if the demon wastes your ammo, but if you're accurate, if your about to say accuracy counts, if your ammo for days is up, then you will still be able to shoot. So some demons, they will waste all of your ammo, and then they'll drop a summon on you. But if you're really, especially if you're really good with headshots, ammo for days will take care of pretty much any unit that tries to solo you. You at least take care of one unit that way. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe and have a good one.